Let's update this little outdated octagon style table. First thing first is we need to clean it with some vinegar. I'm just pouring vinegar straight on a paper towel and using it full strength to clean off all of that dirt and debris. I'm using an 80 grit sandpaper to remove the existing finish on the top. Because this is solid wood, I'm able to use a lower grit sandpaper and I'm not going to risk burning through the veneer because it is solid wood. Then once I remove the old finish completely, I'm going to change my sandpaper to a 120 grit and smooth out the surface. For the edges and my hand sanding, I'm using these little handy dandy tools where I can wrap my sandpaper around it and get really far into those cracks and crevices. Another good thorough cleaning is necessary after sanding prior to painting and applying any stain or top coat. With a piece of sandpaper, I'm going to scuff sand all of the other surfaces, and this just gives my paint something to grip to and adhere to easier. Sanding in between all those cracks and crevices is important, and then yet again, I have to clean my surface. You can take a chip brush and brush out any of that debris that might be stuck in the corners. I'm using this Varathane Aged Wood Accelerator for my wood top. I will link down below in the description box a detailed tutorial on how I use this product. I'm using this clear brushing lacquer as my top coat. I like to thin it down a bit with some lacquer thinner just to make the application process a little bit more smoother. I'm periodically checking the edges for any pooling or dripping lacquer to make sure I can smooth that out before I am finished and it doesn't dry all goopy. It's not required to sand in between coats of your lacquer applications, but because I had some debris stuck in my lacquer, I did take a high grit sanding sponge to smooth all of the imperfections and the debris, and then I wiped it with a paper towel and some water. I'm using this beautiful color from Dixie Belle called Antebellum and applying that to the whole base. I only needed about 2 coats to get complete full coverage of this paint. On the wood surface, I added some Waverly Brown Antiquing Wax just to deepen the color a bit and to give it more of a matte look. I also applied the brown antiquing wax to the paint to seal the paint, but also to give it more of an aged look. And then I added the handles back on. This was an easy, quick, simple flip. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.